Hello, this is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. Today I'm putting out a video that shows the 3 most likely routes in the Idaho 4 murder case that happened on November 13th, 2022 between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m. on the University of Idaho, or just off the University of Idaho campus. The victims were Ethan Chapin, 20, Zena Kernodle, 20, Madison Mogan, 21, and Kaylee Gonsalves, 21. The address of the murders was 1122 King Road. Now in this video I'm going to show you the 3 most likely routes. We have been made aware recently by a witness that came forward that said that they saw the front door open at 8:30 in the morning, which is interesting because that does open the door, pardon the pun, for the possibility that the killer left through the front door. So they would have came through the sliding glass door. According to Kaylee's father, he has said that law enforcement believes the killer went through the sliding glass door. So the killer would have came through the sliding glass door, went to either room first, and then out the front door. I believe that the killer probably came through the sliding glass door, went upstairs first, if it is true that Kaylee is the target, according to her father. Apparently she had much more severe wounds than the other individuals, according to him. So this video will have all 3 routes. Now if you could hit the subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. Hit the like button, share, and then after the video put a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think the most likely route is. And I might be able to create other videos including those exact routes that you put in there. I will also create a community post for you to vote on which of these 3 routes you think is most likely. Even if you think it's another one, which of these 3 are the most likely. Okay, so right now we're going to play those 3 routes for you. So what did you think? Leave your comment under the video and let's discuss it. I thought it'd be, if there's somebody new out there that hasn't followed the case, this is the breakdown that the Moscow Police Department put. Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Mogan were at a local bar called Corner Club at 202 North Main Street in downtown Moscow between 10 p.m. and 1:30 a.m. Kaylee and Madison were seen on video at a local food vendor called the Grub Truck at 318 South Main Street and used a private party for a ride home from downtown to arrive at their 1122 King Road residence at around 1:56 a.m. At approximately 1:45 a.m., Ethan and Zaina are believed to have returned to the residence as well. Currently, law enforcement is trying to pin down the timeline of Ethan and Zaina, which I find interesting. Ethan Chapin and Zaina Kernodle were seen at the Sigma Chi house on the University of Idaho campus at 735 Nez Perce Drive. Detectives believe that on November 12th, the two surviving roommates had also been out in the Moscow community separately, but returned home by 1 a.m. on November 13th. The two did not wake up until later that morning. I think there's much more to that. It seems like the law enforcement is intentionally leaving out a bunch of information in there, because early on we know that they heard noises and locked their doors. I think that it's very possible that they witnessed something, heard many things, and in the morning went up to check, and then the ball got rolling with the 911 calls and so forth. Continuing on, it says on November 13th, the surviving roommates summoned friends to the residence because they believed one of the second floor victims had passed out and was not waking up. So there's a lot of people out there that are going with this narrative that one of the surviving roommates passed out, and that's what was told to the 911 operator. But when you can clearly see here that it was one of the second floor victims that were assumed to have passed out. That doesn't mean one of the first floor surviving roommates. So I find that interesting that people are running with this theory out there when law enforcement isn't even stating that at all in reference to the 911 call. The call was made from one of the surviving roommates' cell phones inside the residence. Multiple people talked with the 911 dispatcher before Moscow police arrived at the location. Officers entered the residence and found two victims on the second floor and two victims on the third floor. The Latah County coroner confirmed the identity of the four murdered individuals and their cause and manner of death as homicide by stabbing. The Latah County coroner confirmed the identity of the four murdered individuals and their cause and manner of death as homicide by stabbing. The coroner stated the four victims were likely asleep, some had defensive wounds, and each was stabbed multiple times. There was no sign of sexual assault. Police believe the attack is targeted, and if you listen to Kaylee Gonsalves' father, he has said that he believes his daughter is the target and her wounds were significantly worse than other victims. There were two victims on the second floor. Those are Zaina and Ethan. And there was two on the third floor, and that's Madison and Kaylee. The coroner also said all four were asleep before attack. They were stabbed multiple times. One of the questions I do have is, why weren't the two girls on the first floor attacked? Is it possible that it was some event that happened at the house after all four of the murdered individuals got home after 1:56? They witnessed something and that's the reason they were killed? Or is it that the killer merely came in on the second floor, killed the four individuals, and then left back out through the second floor? But if we see that the door was open at 8:30 and the killer possibly left out that way, then it's likely coming down those stairs. If you look at this door right here, you can see inside that the stairs come straight down, and the killer might have just left in a hurry instead of going over to this roommate's room and this room over here, and may have just left. So there's just things to think about there. Did the killer kill the 4 people because they had witnessed something sometime between 2 and maybe 2:20? Or was it just merely they weren't aware that there was somebody on the first floor and they left without noticing that they were there? All right, everybody. Well, thank you very much for watching the video. And again, hit the subscribe button, like and share. Thank you very much for watching. And until next time, be safe out there.